Thank you very much, Kevin. Dino Babers on the right, Dave Clausen on the left. Wake Forest at 5-0. They have not been 6-0 since 1944, and they are on the road looking to match that magic number and keep this thing rolling. The last remaining unbeaten in the Atlantic Coast Conference and the highest ranked ACC team at number 19 in the poll this week. And they will start out with the football from their own 20. Jasir Taylor brings it out for them. And our first look at the highest scoring offense through 5 games in the season ever in Winston-Salem under the direction of their rejuvenated quarterback, Sam Hartman, the sophomore from Cornelius, North Carolina.
Yeah, he wears the C on his chest for a reason. He's a captain. And this is a captain that has been able to man this ship, turn this offense into one of the more high explosive powerhouse offenses in all of college football.
38 points per game. That's 15th best in the country, and they will run it for a first down on first down. Christian Beal-Smith. The skill players, they've got 3 quality running backs. They've got 3 playmaking wide receivers. So a lot of options for Sam Hartman to go to today.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you through the ground. This is a well-rounded offense.
Coming off a nail-biter of a win against Louisville a week ago. And the pressure from Syracuse. Keytaon Thompson, the freshman linebacker, gets to him. The Orange are going to bring some heat. 20 sacks on the season. That is 3rd best in the country.
Well, it's about patience today. It's about patience. And when I say patience, this long spread option attack for Wake Forest. They're going to hold the ball. Sam Hartman's going to hold that ball in there. Defense is going to have to read and react. That time, Keytaon Thompson with a great play.
And a switch here at quarterback. Michael Kern, the redshirt freshman out of Orlando, has come on as Hartman had to go to the sideline. The helmet came off, so he will return after one play out, and he will be looking at a 3rd down here.
The first 3rd down, and we wanted to see how loud it would get in this Carrier Dome. Wake Forest playing great at home. Their first true road test after the early win at Virginia.
The first of several. We'll get into the schedule as the day progresses, and another conversion for a first down. Jaquari Roberson, the junior from Murfreesboro, North Carolina, is their leading receiver, and a gain of 14.
Syracuse better keep an eye on number 5, Roberson, one of the best receivers in all of the ACC.
Hartman, plenty of time, has a man breaking free downfield, and it's caught at the 15. It's Roberson again, and into the red zone for the Demon Deacons quickly.
Hartman actually, he underthrew him. He underthrew Roberson. That time, Jason Simmons was on the coverage, and you just watch Roberson as he streaked down the field. That ball was out there. That could have been a touchdown.
39 yards on that connection. The delay, Hartman will keep looking for room up the middle. If there is one thing offensively that Dave Clausen wants to see improvement upon, it's getting 6 here instead of 3 in their trips into the red zone.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They have an outstanding kicker, Nick Skiba, but they don't want 3s. They want 6s and 7s down here. They want the big score inside this 10-yard line to see if this toughness of this offensive line can get some push up front.
Boy, their pause at the mesh point on these RPOs gives Hartman a ton of time to look around and survey the defense. Straight up throw, looking for the corner, incomplete. Overthrew his target, Roberson, and that was Jason Simmons on the coverage.
Yeah, great job by Simmons there, didn't panic. That was the fade route. He saw that that ball was going to be sailed, and he just tried to play the hands of Roberson. Outstanding job by Simmons. Remember, got beat earlier, but again, 3rd down. How will Wake Forest handle this crowd noise with the silent count?
Hartman has a man wide open, and he missed him. Underthrew the tight end, Brandon Chapman, and it's 4th down, and they will have to look for 3. And a missed opportunity for Sam Hartman there.
Yeah, that's on Hartman. That's on the quarterback. That ball should have been belt high, at least right by the numbers. He's wide open. You've got Chapman wide open. He literally walks in for a touchdown. Hartman just underthrew that one. Now they're forced to kick a field goal.
The good news is they can turn to the most accurate field goal kicker in NCAA history, and Nick Skiba, already the all-time scoring leader for Wake Forest. He is 10 for 10 on the year. And the 22-yarder is good. Quickly downfield, but then the stall in the red zone at a 3-0 Wake Forest lead. Carrier Dome, Beth Mullins, Kirk Davenport, Kirk Morrison, and Dawn Davenport. We apologize for the mechanical issue that we had a little bit early on, but we are good to go. And Wake Forest certainly good to go as well, Kirk, as they have 1 touch and 3 points on the board.
Well, explosives already inside the Carrier Dome, right? We saw it from Wake Forest on their first drive. Didn't result into the touchdown that they want, but they got the field goal. But the culture change here at the Cuse, the Syracuse offense, something I want to see now as they trying to shift and transition to more of a power running game behind the quarterback, Garrett Shrader.
And the challenge may be for them to keep up offensively on the scoreboard against this high-scoring, potent Wake Forest attack. Pena on the return of 18 yards. So they made the quarterback change 3 games ago to go with Garrett Shrader, the transfer from Mississippi State, a lot more active with his legs than his arm to date.
Yeah, you talk about last week, had the long run, rushed for over 100 yards last week for this offense. Definitely, it looks a lot different with number 16 running the offense. Not the aerial attack we're used to seeing by Dino Babers' offense. This is ground and pound, but they've got one of the best backs in all of college football, and Sean Tucker, number 34, to hand it off to.
Redshirt freshman Owing Mills, Maryland, threatening the rushing record here at Syracuse if he stays healthy. And they will, of course, go to the air immediately for the big hitter out across the 40 to Courtney Jackson. Syracuse will also be looking for new guys on the edge because they lost their top receiver, Taj Harris, to the transfer portal this week.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They lost Taj Harris. Who's going to step into that role? Well, Courtney Jackson already raising his hand, said, give me the football. I'll show you. I can stand in for the Taj Harris.
And here is our first look at Tucker, an exciting young running back. It was at the start of last season, Kirk, that he was 4th on the depth chart, and for a variety of reasons moved into a starting role last year and now having a breakout start to this year for the Cuse.
Beth, I had a head coach who used to always say, you don't know when it's your turn. You don't know when it's your turn. You can walk in, be number 4, next day you're number 1. And right now, that's what Sean Tucker's showing everybody. I am the one.
And the standard is Joe Morris here at Syracuse when it comes to rookie campaigns. As a running back, they've had some awfully good ones, of course, over the years. A gain of 9 there for a first down and quickly into Wake Forest territory. It is Joe Morris's single-season record that Tucker could threaten. Of course, Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, Floyd Little, none of those guys had as many as Joe did in a single season. Here is Shrader, a little play action. He's got time. Good protection from the line. He'll throw it deep, incomplete. Intended for Anthony Quealy, and it was Kalen Carson with the coverage.
Yeah, nice job by the freshman Carson, number 29. At the line of scrimmage, he was able to get physical with Quealy. Didn't let him off the line, and it just threw the timing off of that throw for Shrader.
This is one of the big changes this year for Wake Forest, is a better defense, and a defense that their offensive unit can rely on to get stops and get them the ball back. But Syracuse having their way here on their first possession, as Shrader able to leg it out for 11 and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that time Luke Masterson, the middle linebacker, number 12, he comes on the blitz. And when you come on the blitz, that opens up a void. Well, Garrett Shrader finds the void and just takes off, picks up a nice little gain there on second down, picking up the first down for Syracuse.
Shrader's the sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, took over from the previous starter, Tommy DeVito. Tucker, nice cutback, gets it down inside the 30-yard line. For Garrett, he has started the last 2 games. He has 3 rushing touchdowns in their heartbreaking loss at Florida State on the road last week. That tied a record for a Syracuse quarterback. So he and Tucker, quite the 1-2 punch a week ago.
Yeah, this is ground and pound, right? Quarterback, running back, see them line up next to each other. Definitely a little chemistry from the two early on playing together.
Here's Tucker again. Big hole for Sean. Barrels his way down inside the 15-yard line. Nick Anderson had to save the touchdown.
Got to give a ton of credit. We're not talking enough about this offensive line. Watch them. Hat on hat. Watch the blocking up front. Everybody pushing guys out the way. Looking like the more physical team right now. You don't need much for Tucker. He finds a crease in an alley. Gets deep into that secondary.
Into the red zone for the Orange. They average 220 yards a game on the ground thanks to these two guys. Shrader down to the 5. Amazingly enough, Shrader and Tucker had every single rush in the game a week ago. The first time in 40 years at Syracuse.
Well, you're so worried about Tucker, right? 34. Keep your eyes on 34. Well, what about 16? And this is the element of the offense that we're seeing now. You can't just key in on the outstanding running back 34. You got to watch Garrett Shrader as he's been able to keep these read option keeps and pick up positive yards.
They've combined for 51 yards on the drive. Tucker will try and finish it off, and he does. Touchdown, Syracuse.
Vision, that's what you have to have as a running back. Watch the vision, going straight, and he cuts it all the way back. That time, Travion Red, number 17, the safety for Wake Forest. He's going front side. Tucker in the speed, cutting all the way back. Nobody home. Touchdown, Orange.
Wake had to settle for 3. Syracuse able to punch it in and grab the lead. Andre Schmidt, good. 78 yards on the drive, 57 of those on the ground.
Welcome home.
Yeah, good to be back. I remember before the days of this brand new, spanking new roof here at the Carrier Dome.
You got an aura about you today. Yeah, it's great to be home this best points here at Syracuse.
Oh, we got a good run in store, I think. If the first 2 drives tell us anything, both sides able to move the ball efficiently and put points on the board. Of course, the 5-0 start for Wake Forest. Don Davenport. The Dinks have been here before and did not like the way that season finished 2 years ago.
Yeah, Beth, they dropped 5 of their last 8 down the stretch. So there's a lot of talk about finishing within this program. In fact, head coach Dave Clawson in a team meeting this week put up 2019, the start, the finish. Then he put up 2021, the start. And he said, guys, which team do we want to be? Do we want to be a team that doesn't finish? Do we want to be a team that goes from good to great? I talked to senior Jasir Taylor, who told me he remembers that 2019 team losing focus. Beth and Kirk, he said he has seen the opposite reaction from this team this year.
Yeah, they could not stress enough the experience. 9 super seniors back, 20 starters back this year, Kirk. They've got a lot of guys who know this culture, know this system, and really believe and trust in one another.
Yeah, they're talking to Coach Clawson about that right before the game. That's what he said. He preached. Man, those super seniors, the guys that have been around here, they know the standard. That's one of the reasons why they're playing such good football.
They'll try it on the ground for a short gain. Christian Beal-Smith tackled by Rob Hanna. It's a 3rd down coming up. Even though they're on the road, this is familiar territory. It's the 4th time in 5 years they are playing at Syracuse. And here comes the crowd again on 3rd.
Sam Hartman, number 5. He's trying to find number 5, Jaquan Roberson. He's his go-to guy here on 3rd down.
Only 3 guys coming. They spy the quarterback, and he throws it short into the turf, looking for Jamal Banks. Mikel Jones, the linebacker, made sure that Hartman could not scramble for it.
Yeah, you hit it right there. Mikel Jones, number 3, he was the spy. He's playing a spy role, meaning that he's just watching, seeing the offense. Any late leakage, he goes out and grabs it. He saw Hartman leaking out. Mikel Jones turned on the speed, forcing the errant throw from Hartman.
Ivan Mora on to punt it away. Trevor Pena for Syracuse back inside his own 30. He'll give it a go. First guy misses. Hurdles the second. And Pena will take it out to the 32-yard line. Punt of 44 yards, 7. Coming back in the other way. And it will be first down Syracuse. They put up the touchdown the first time they had it. Very efficiently moved down the field.
They're going to run the football. That's just who they are. This isn't the Dino Babers throw it around the ballpark. You know, the run and shoot slash spread, everything. This is about running the football for Syracuse.
Breaking in a new left guard today as well. Kalen Ellis replaces Chris Bleich, who is out today. Shrader will go with it, and another long run spinning across midfield, down inside the Wake Forest 45, behind the block of number 60, Matthew Bergeron, who hustled down the field to pick his quarterback up after a run of 25 yards.
I love it. Pick your poison. Watch as the whole entire defense goes with Sean Tucker, and again, wide open is the lane for Mr. Shrader. This is going to be the offense now. And if you're Wake Forest, how do you stop both? How do you keep an eye on both players, Tucker and Shrader? Both of them already off to excellent starts.
Tucker wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And it's not just the quarterback change a couple weeks ago, but really the philosophy. Remember when they had the All-America candidate, Eric Dungy, here, slinging it all over the ballpark. And they were running, you know, Dino Babers wanted to run 80, 85 plays a game. And that's not the personnel they have this year. And look at the difference. Just over 60 right now, and it's on the ground, not through the air.
Yeah, shortening the game up a little bit. Yeah. They're going to continue to run the football, but Shrader's going to have to make some deep throws just to back up that secondary for Wake Forest today.
Shrader, incomplete, dropped at the 30-yard line. Devon Cooper, the intended receiver. And it's third down and long, and Wake looking for a stop.
Shrader missed a touchdown. He missed a touchdown there. I know that he was looking across the middle, but he had Courtney Jackson streaking right down the middle of the field. Just didn't see him.
Well, Wake thought there was movement up front from Syracuse.
Tiny rock back by Paterno.
Orange will play through it. They'll get a new play, in fact, in from the sideline. Shrader, incomplete, short on the throw. Again, looking for Cooper, and it's fourth down.
Great coverage right there by number 6, Jasir Taylor, one of the top corners, I think, in college football. You know, he's on that list, the guy who's going to play at the next level. This is a tremendous job by a senior corner, just sticking to him. Watch Taylor, number 6, stay on, and watch the break. That ball has to be a perfect football. Just was thrown in the dirt.
Taylor Marin is back deep at the 10. James Williams is back as the punter this week for Syracuse, and an absolute shank. And the official will walk it all the way back up to the 34-yard line. That is where Wake will have it, a punt of 10 net yards.
Rattler leads him to the win.
Wow, big comeback for Oklahoma. And breaking news about the quarterback controversy, sure to be front and center all week long.
We may get that offensive pass interference on A.T. Perry here. From the indication from Syracuse, that may be the cause. A.T. Perry.
There's no foul for illegal touching. The offensive player was forced out of bounds. Second down.
All right, so going after one of the youngsters, there are 7 freshmen that play heavily in the rotation for the Syracuse defense, including a couple of really good corners in Garrett Williams and Deuce Chestnut.
Yeah, Deuce Chestnut, number 20, man. One of the more outstanding plays I've seen in college football last week. A nice interception against Florida State.
Second down for Sam Hartman. Pressure coming off the edge, and looking again for A.T. Perry. Garrett Williams again had the coverage, and it's third down and long.
Yeah, Garrett Williams. You can see the confidence. I love watching confident secondary player. A nice break on the football. Now third and 10. Will the Syracuse defense bring pressure?
Yes, they do. 5 guys coming, and they get to Sam Hartman. And the sack for Syracuse, the second of this first quarter, and it's 4th down. Cody Roscoe leading the charge. And a loss of 7.
They bring 5. And they brought a twist up front. Just brought a little bit of something that just Wake Forest could not handle. Just watch the push up the front. The pocket collapsed. There was no time for Sam Hartman to even look down the field. That rush got there in a hurry. Attacking on 3rd down, the Orange force a punt.
Mora, booming blast. Pena all the way back to the 16-yard line, and the coverage is there for Wake Forest. Gets it back out across the 20, but a 57-yard blast. Let's take a closer look at the offensive line for Syracuse with pocket protection, brought to you by Nationwide.
So far, this offensive line has been spectacular. Just opening up lanes for Garrett Shrader, also Sean Tucker, the running back. It's the new culture change here. It's not about throwing the football as much. The 2021 Orange is about physical play at the line of scrimmage, and it starts with that offensive front. So far, already 1 touchdown on the day, but keeping the ball on the ground.
Well, we'll check to see if this is just to keep Aaron's service fresh, but the guy who's made 53 and now 54 career starts is not out there right now at center. It's Josh Iloa, the freshman. Let's check in with Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, obviously also out at left guard there, Chris Bleish, and it's Kalen Ellis, true freshman, that stepped in there. I've been watching him, guys. He's holding up, stepping in for Bleish there. Dino Babers was a little worried about the lack of experience there, but he seems to be holding his own. Now, it does help that normally has Aaron Service right next to him. You know, offensive coordinator Sterling Gilbert talked about what a calming effect he provides for that line.
Shrader feeling the pressure on the rollout, completes the pass close to the 1st down marker to Sherrod Johnson, and it is a 1st down Syracuse. Oh, by the way, Ellis knows about protecting pretty important people. He's from the St. Louis School out in Hawaii. I believe that's where the Tungavailoas used to roam behind the offensive line.
Absolutely, but that was a nice throw in. Shrader on the run. Nice little sidearm, different arm angles. Nice little pitch and catch.
Johnson is the motion man. They'll try it up the belly, and Tucker is met in the backfield. Kamara and Chase Jones. So when we talked to Lyle Hemphill, the defensive coordinator for Wake Forest, it was pretty simple. He said, number 1, stop Tucker. Number 2, control the quarterback improv of Garrett Shrader. Of course, it looks good on paper, but then the execution has to be there as well on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. This is 2 weeks in a row that Wake is going against a dynamic offense. Last week, Louisville and Cunningham at quarterback. Same thing you're getting from Shrader and Tucker, a little 2-man combo. You got to stay in your gaps. This is a discipline type of football game for Wake Forest defensively.
Shrader 2nd and 10, option left. The pitch to Tucker. Well executed after the holes were being plugged up the middle. They get Tucker to the edge, Kirk.
It's just a little quick action, right? They fake as if they're going to dive inside, and it gets number 5, the linebacker, Sminda. Watches Sminda goes inside, and yet they pivot back out, and they have an option, and there's nobody there. This is just a terrific play call and got Wake Forest out of position and gets them into 3rd and short.
On 3rd and short, Tucker will pick it up out across the 45-yard line. He picks up 3 more. Shrader already over 50 yards on the ground. Tucker now approaching that.
You know, Beth, I hate to steal your thunder. I really don't. But Sean Tucker, number 34, he does remind me a lot of people around here in Western New York. He looks a lot like Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, a little bit, doesn't he?
He runs the ball hard. You saw it on 3rd and 1.
Shrader. Well, you just saw a second ago as well. They may have to be running behind their stud center, Aaron Service, who limping on the sideline, appears to be trying to work something out over there on the bench. That's why Iloa has entered the game. He has been so good for Syracuse, a school record that was previously held by Donovan McNabb for the most starts in a Syracuse career. 2nd and 8 here. Tucker stumbles in the backfield, and down he goes. Interesting philosophy, too. You know, as Wake Forest fans have probably heard the last couple of weeks, the defense has allowed over 500 yards. Yeah. But Lyle Hemphill says we're not as concerned about that as we are about getting stops and getting off the field without allowing points on the board. And that's what their emphasis has been upon.
Man, that's college football today. Yeah. College football, you're going to give up yards. Yep. You're going to give up points. Yep. But can you make the crucial stop? Can you make stops throughout the game and give the ball back to your offense? That's what Wake Forest is preaching. Hey, we're going to give up yards, fellas, but can we give the ball back to our offense?
Orange, 1 of 2 on 3rd downs here in the first quarter. Shrader feeling it, eludes it, and now has room to run for it. Inside the 40-yard line, 1st down Orange. And a scoot at 13.
Well, I don't know what he's doing on the weekends, but he should also start putting a little jar out and taking money as a magician, because this was magical right here. This should be a sack, but Garrett Shrader keeps his eyes downfield, shows the elusiveness that he has, and turns what should have been a 10-yard loss into a 1st down for the Orange.
4 wide set here for Syracuse on the slant, and a nice catch behind his body by Courtney Jackson, and a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down as the first quarter comes to a close. 7-3 Orange.
Already starting it off, the Orange showing explosiveness in the dome. It all starts with the play action. Watches all the defenders, they go with the play action. Buys enough time, and that's the old banana route. Anthony Quealy starts on one side and just runs the banana. See him just goes up and runs all the way out. That ball thrown perfectly by Garrett Shrader for a touchdown.
Extra points good. 11 plays, 77 yards in 5.5 minutes. Garrett Shrader has shown us his stuff on the ground, and now the touchdown pass for the 14-3 lead.
Man, he's already strutting this stuff. That's a happy coach there, Dino Baber. Baber's just watch the route. Just goes in and just curves it all the way. That ball's thrown right where it needs to be. Right there at the numbers. Everyone was wondering what would the production look like without Taj Harris, who enters the portal. And we talked a little bit about this, Beth. I said, being in college football, a guy may leave your team, but it also brings a receiving group so far with their opportunities proven that, hey, we're going to be tight-knit, and Garrett Shrader put it right there on the money.
And you've been in those locker rooms. You may have lost, but, you know, when you show up at practice, and certainly on game day Saturday, his absence means we got an opportunity now to make big plays. Keyshawn Williams is the deep man here for Wake. Undefeated on the season. Faced a big challenge. Rallied for the win against Louisville last week. And now in the early hole on the road at the Carrier Dome. They are the last remaining unbeaten in the Atlantic Coast Conference. He spins his way out across the 20. Well, it's already been a fantastic day of college football. Check that Oklahoma-Texas score as well as Ole Miss-Arkansas. But wait, there's more tonight, including the featured matchup on ABC with unbeaten Michigan taking on Nebraska. Notre Dame's on the ACC network tonight. Kentucky's still unbeaten.
Yeah, how about those Cats?
Yes, and then Pac-12 After Dark, UCLA and Arizona from the desert.
Big win for Kentucky last week, man. It was
huge.
The Cats over at Lexington.
Hartman will step up and go. And he'll pick up the first down for Wake Forest. These two quarterbacks terrific with their legs so far. 11 yards there.
I think early on, there should be no panic for Wake. Okay, you're down a couple scores, but stay within your offense.
Can they find the running lanes? Christian Beal-Smith, short yardage. The progression continues for Sam Hartman. We talked about him being rejuvenated. Here's a guy who was the starter in 2018, then the backup a year later, back to the starting lineup last season and really taking charge this year. Today, his 20th start for Wake Forest.
The one thing I love about Sam Hartman and watching him, he's the captain of this ship. And now, when you talk about third down situations, he's got to calm his offense down and have a play in mind. This is where a crucial third down here to really get the offense some confidence. They got to convert here on third down.
Orange will bring 5 again on third down, and Hartman delivers. And the catch is made, and breaking tackles is Blake Whiteheart down inside the 45. A first down and flags down after a gain of 16.
I think they may get hold defensively on Jones. It was right near where the first down marker was. They may decline this penalty.
Defense, number 3. Penalties declined. Results of the play. First down.
Yeah, that time it was just Whiteheart and a little option route. Watch number 3 holding on just a little bit too long. Mikel Jones, and Whiteheart still able to make the grab for a first down. Nice conversion there. Again, a little bit of time. Hartman scanning the defense and found the right option for the first down.
Back to the ground on first down. They're going to lose yardage here. Marlowe Wax, the other linebacker, in a loss of 3.
You have to set edges in the run game. Marlowe Max does that. You're not supposed to get outside of a guy. Watch how he dominates the line of scrimmage there. That's Zach Tom, the left tackle for Wake Forest. That time he stones him and makes the tackle.
That's a big win when you can do that against Zach Tom, a guy with NFL potential. Holding the line on the left side. Hartman on second down, deep down the middle, has a man open at the 5, and the catch is made, the spin towards the goal line, and in for A.T. Perry. Touchdown, Wake Forest. And there is a flag back here at the line of scrimmage, and it appears to be against Syracuse. And the 46-yard TD should stand.
Personal foul. Defense. Illegal hands to the face. Number 2. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Touchdown, Wake Forest.
Marlowe Wax took the top off of Zach Tom. That was the penalty.
Yeah, he took the top off of Zach Tom, and then number 9, A.T. Perry, took the top off the defense. He gets right behind Jason Simmons, and it's just the effort. It's the effort by A.T. Perry, not willing to go down, get back up, and put that ball across the line for a touchdown. That's a great answer by Sam Hartman. That's a great throw by Sam Hartman. A little underthrown, but when you have guys like A.T. Perry, 6'5", 206, you just throw it up and let your playmakers go make a play. That time, touchdown.
6 plays, 77 yards, 2.5 minutes. Nick Skiba to finish it off. And it's a 14-10 game. Good response from the Demon Deeks. Perry lunges and makes it. Fields inside the Carrier Dome. We got a good one. Wake Forest trying to get to 6-0 for the first time since World War II. Down 14-10 to Syracuse. The short kick, and that will get the Orange, the football, out around the 29-yard line. Chris Elmore on the return, and let's revisit this long touchdown pass.
Yeah, I want you to watch number 9 right here, A.T. Perry. He's the point man of the bunch. And watch the route. He pushes upfield, and he pushes outside. It's just the outside push that sells as if he's going to the corner, but he comes back across the field on a post. And an outstanding job by Sam Hartman in leading him. Ball a little underthrown, but so fast as A.T. Perry is able to adjust, put that hand down, stay up, and cross the goal line for a touchdown.
Good for 46 yards. They've had their fair share of big pass plays this year, has Wake. You know, just like with the running back room for the Demon Deacons, real good balance amongst that receiving core, whether it's Perry, Marin, Roberson. They all have big playability. They've all had a big game already this year for Wake. Garrett Shrader will throw it. And it's Quealy who has a touchdown catch today. Jasir Taylor on the coverage, probably the best guy on the defensive side for the Demon Deacs.
That's a nice job. Nice pocket. Nice throw. Keeley pushes up, stops, grabs the football, and muscles his way short of the first down.
Shrader keeps and Shrader gets. First down, Syracuse to the 45. Good bounce around the edge and a gain of 7.
That's a heady quarterback. Defense not lined all the way up. Just snap the football, get what you need. First down and some for Shrader.
Dino Babers and Sterling Gilbert, you know, talked about making the switch and putting him in a position to succeed. Really tapping into his skill set as Courtney Jackson gets the end around into Wake Forest territory. 7 more yards there, but doing what Shrader does best and making him feel comfortable with their play calling. It's worked so far in the first half.
Well, we can't forget as well, he did play wide receiver last year.
That's true.
So he has athletic ability when he was at Mississippi State. Once the quarterback, they put him over on the offensive side as a wide receiver. He has that ability. He knows how to make plays.
He will keep the stiff arm, showing some strength, and he's got the first down. Let's check in with Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, Beth, I think it's important for us to remember, too, it's been 3 offensive systems in just 3 years for Garrett Shrader. And when I talked to him this week, he pointed out he's still growing and developing as a quarterback, because you mentioned one of those 3 years was actually a wide receiver at Mississippi State. So technically, it's just his second year at the position at this level. He did say he's grown a lot, a chance to learn with 3 different coaching staffs. He's seen a lot of different philosophies, but he is still growing. He's looking forward to some more stability and consistency and what that will do for his game.
And it certainly makes a guy more comfortable when you got a fellow like Tucker running behind you, and he is growing in confidence throwing the football here today.
Yeah, it's about timing. And right now, Garrett Shrader's timing is on point. It's the mesh point. We talked about that mesh point. It's being able to fake the football and then throw it right where his receiver can catch it, a little behind, but receivers helping Mr. Shrader out for a first down.
15 yards to Cooper. Syracuse goes 4 wide again. Shrader keeps. Terrific block on the edge. Slides his way down inside the 15-yard line, back into the red zone for the Orange, and a run of 14 more.
The second-level defenders, the linebackers and safeties coming down late. Everybody, again, is spending so much attention. The offensive line going one way, and then Shrader, he's just going by himself, finding the open lane, getting positive yards.
92 yards on the ground for Shrader. On the slant inside the 10, caught by Trevor Pena. Where we also saw another fabulous block by number 60, their left tackle, Matthew Bergeron from Canada. 6'5", 315-pound sophomore is clearing some space. Can still pick up a first down here inside the 10.
Checking the play, moved it back to the other side.
Tucker sheds a would-be tackler down to the 5. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Wrapped up by the leading tackler for the Demon Deacs, Ryan Smenda.
Yeah, that was Luke Masterson, number 12, that came in and missed the tackle. He read it. He came right in, just missed the tackle. But Sean Tucker, 5'10", 210 pounds, just showing a little bit of wiggle. Now set up for a 3rd and 1. And Beth, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 4-down territory. I think you may have to call 2 plays in here. And if I'm Dino Babers, I wouldn't mind calling timeout here to dial up my 2 best plays.
10th play of this drive.
I think he'll call timeout here.
And did they get it off in time? There's a flag flying.
That's on the head coach.
He's talking to the official on the sideline here saying, hey, I thought I called that in time.
That's on the head coach. He pointed at the head linesman who's standing over there to call timeout. If it doesn't get there, will the referee, the white hat, grant the timeout because Babers looked at the head linesman to give him the signal, I want a timeout with 1 second
Prior
left.
to the false start, timeout, Syracuse. That's their first charge timeout of the half. Media timeout.
And they will indeed get that timeout. 6:55 to go in the first half. 14-10 Orange.
Rated mature.
Out here.
Out here.
Well, tomorrow for you on Sunday NFL Countdown, we've got one-on-ones with both Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. Kick off your Sunday morning with Countdown at 10 Eastern on ESPN, all leading up to Monday Night Football Week 5, the matchup between the Ravens and the Colts. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern. Okay, big third down situation here inside the 10.
2 plays called in the huddle. So that's why I say you call timeout before the play, because you're going to have 2 plays called. If you get the first down on third, you run the next play regardless of what. There's 2.
An assist from the fullback slash tight end slash defensive lineman, offensive lineman, number 5, Chris Elmore.
Yeah, Elmore does a little bit of everything, but it was third down, 4-down territory if needed. I just knew that the ball was going to stay in Shrader's hands. And this is where the 6'4", 230-pound, call him a quarterback, but I call him a running back in between those tackles. And that time plows his way for a touchdown.
5-yard score, extra points, and Schmidt is good. 21-10, Syracuse with the lead over.
Moving the football, but I think I'm really impressed with this offensive line, the way they've been able to push this front of Wake Forest back.
In fact, 34 plays for Syracuse, all of them positive yards. Nothing in the wrong direction. Let's check in with Don Davenport.
Well, guys, quarterback Garrett Shrader getting it done on the ground, but he does in the air, too. And time away from football, he's a pilot. Flying just runs in the blood of the Shrader family. His great-grandpa was a World War II pilot, flew in the Pacific. His grandpa grew up flying, could fly a plane before he could legally drive a car. His mom was close to getting her pilot's license, so it was inevitable that Garrett would love flying. Told me he loves the freedom, he loves the control, loves the convenience of being in the air. I tell you what, his team loves the convenience of what he's doing on the ground here tonight, huh?
Sounds a lot like quarterback skills, those pilot skills. And down goes Hartman, the ball is loose. Syracuse jumps on it, awaiting a word from the official. They will talk about it as Hartman was slammed to the turf.
There is a flag on the play. That flag came in late.
Terry Lockett was the guy that got to the quarterback.
Holding. Defense. Number 20. 10-yard penalty. Results in the first down.
And that won't matter because there was a hold elsewhere on Deuce Chestnut.
Yeah, I saw the side judge. That flag came in really, really late. And I think that they get Deuce Chestnut on the hold. Right there, you can see it, number 20. The only thing is, I would say, is quarterback's out of the pocket, too. And you're kind of allowed to get away with a little bit when the quarterback's out of the pocket because it almost turns into a de facto run play with him on the run.
I think for Deuce, that was a little too much of a hold and a hug, I think, was probably what got him in trouble there. And it's first down, Wake Forest. Hartman trying to settle down this offense. Gain of about 5 there to Donald Stewart, his 10th catch of the season.
And how does Wake Forest respond, right? We know that the Syracuse offense has been rolling. They had the big play on the last offensive drive. Can Wake Forest find that big hitter again?
They've been pass heavy in this first half. They have not managed much on the ground just yet. They'll try here, but it's Christian Turner getting his head down and out to and just beyond the line to gain. First down, Demon Deacs.
And I love there's no panic. There's no one looking around for answers if you're Wake Forest. Continue to run your offense. Continue to do what you do. They understand that, hey, we've been in situations before, but now we got to do it on the road. So this is a big test for them down on the road.
5 guys coming again for the Syracuse defense. Hartman backpedals and then throws it deep into traffic, popped up in the air and picked off. Intercepted by Jason Simmons after Eric Coley got a piece of it. Not sure if Sam was able to get his feet set beneath him that time.
Well, I'll tell you this was about learning. They remember what happened on the series prior where they got beat deep over the top. And this time, both safeties were there. Just a nice job by Coley as well as Simmons just being right there. Outstanding job by both guys and locating the football. Not only do they have one guy on top on the receiver, but then another guy underneath. That's great safety play and cornerback play combining for the turnover.
They lost the chance at the fumble recovery due to the penalty, and the DBs pick them up and get the INT for the takeaway. 5.5 minutes for Shrader and company to work with. Chase Jones with the tackle on Sean Tucker. Sean, 14 carries, 55 yards in the half.
Just watch as all the safeties, everybody's going deep. They remember what happened the last play. They didn't get deep enough, and they were beat by A.T. Perry. This time, everyone locating where they're at on the field, and literally just a sprint to the end zone and who was going to get there first. And Syracuse able to locate the football and get the turnover.
Syracuse slowing down the tempo a bit here, and that pass right into the chest of Quealy, and he couldn't hold on. Jasir Taylor with the coverage, and it's 3rd and 10. Wake Forest, as you'll note on the scoreboard down at the bottom of the screen, does have its full complement of timeouts left if they can get a stop here.
You get 3rd and 10 here. If you're in Syracuse, how much do you want to put the ball in the air in this situation, backed up to your own end zone? I think you may try to run this football, get as much as you can, punt it away. Your defense has been playing great. You don't want to turn it over this deep into your own territory.
Four-man pressure from Wake Forest. Syracuse will throw it deep downfield. Incomplete. Good coverage by the Demon Deacons on Sherrod Johnson from Kalen Carson. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, a little hand fighting going on between the two. Kalen Carson, Sherrod Johnson. But take a shot. Maybe you get a penalty there or not, but just both guys going for the football. And Johnson almost able to corral that one.
Taylor Marin at midfield, and a chance here for Wake Forest to get set up with a short field and 4.5 minutes. James Williams shanked his first punt attempt. This one out of the back of his end zone. A wobbler, and it is short. Fielded inside the 40, and Marin will take it back to the 31-yard line. They will start the possession within field goal range, but they want more, and they've got the time to go after it. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Sling TV. 21-10, Syracuse trying to end a streak of 6 consecutive losses to ranked opponents. The Demon Deacons trying to get to 6-0. Chris Elmore has left the Syracuse sideline back to the locker room. And here we go with the Demon Deacons with time, with timeouts. and a short field to work with. And they will try to run it off the edge, and nothing doing for Beal Smith. It has been a stout run defense for the Cuse here in the first half.
Yeah, disciplined defense by Syracuse. Everybody in their gap so far, Beth. They haven't gave up the big run, which is really forcing, I think, Wake Forest to be one-dimensional.
41 yards total on the ground in the half for a Wake Forest team that averages 186 per game. 2nd and 8 for Hartman. He waits, looks, fires incomplete. Intended for Perry. Garrett Williams had the coverage, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, the freshman All-American from a year ago. Garrett Williams quickly making a name for himself. That time, just great coverage. He stays on top, breaks on the football. Nice breakup by Garrett Williams.
Hartman under 50% passing so far here in the first half.
Ball start. Tyler Moore.
And that's on the wide receiver, and that'll bump him back.
We knew the noise would be a factor.
Ball start. Number 83. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
They had been well disciplined prior. That's just their first penalty.
That's what Coach talked about. I'm not upset at the physical penalties. Guys, those are going to happen. But the procedure penalties is ones that you can't have. And that one backs up for a longer 3rd down.
Hartman, pressure coming up the middle. A flag flies, and a holding penalty is coming after the incompletion.
I'm laughing because Dino Babers didn't get that hold last week versus Florida State.
Yeah.
And he was upset about it. This time, the official right there, he threw the flag
Too
right
soon,
away.
Kirk, too soon. You cannot bring that up here in Central New York if you've been reading the local papers and listening to local radio this
That
week.
was very similar. But I think you have to decline this one, and that's what the talk is. Do you back him up or do you decline
Number
it?
62. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Tell you what, the Syracuse linebackers have shown up today, whether it's Thompson or Wax or Jones, that he was the guy that got yanked.
I just want to explain the decision there. Again, so Stephon Thompson was the one who got held, but they declined the penalty. Remember, Nick Skiba, outstanding field goal kicker, would have had an opportunity for a long field goal try.
Accepted the penalty.
And they accepted it. So this time they accepted the penalty instead of declining it, which brings up the 3rd and 23.
Hartman all day looking downfield, and it's caught inside the 20 for a 1st down. Jaquari Roberson.
That was a big decision there. Had they accepted the penalty or had they declined the penalty, it would have been 4th down. Ski was out there to kick the field goal. They accepted it. They gave Sam Hartman time to throw, and he hooks up with Roberson for the conversion.
He high-pointed that one, got up for 25 yards. And they've got more time to work with. Little stutter step from Beal Smith as he changes direction.
I understand the thinking from Coach Babers, but I think he wished he had that one back.
2020 hindsight.
I would have declined that penalty regardless, just because it would have been 4th down. Nick Skiba kicking a 50-plus yard field goal. I'll take that opportunity.
Well, because you also would have had more time on the clock for your offense.
Absolutely.
After the kick. Yes.
Absolutely. A little 2-for-1 situation.
And now you may get burnt on both sides of that with no time and 7 points. That's what Wake Forest is looking for. Down inside the 5-yard line, Beal Smith, it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, well, we're going to mark that play and come back to that one throughout this game. But that could have been the conversion, Hartman to Roberson, as Beal Smith hops off. Looks to be banged up, but does that play now kickstart this offense and gets them into the end zone?
Clock running, under 2:20 to play. Hartman will take his time. Three tight ends in the game. They'll run it right up the middle, burrowing towards that goal line, and down inside the 1 is Christian Turner. 2nd and goal.
Nice run by Christian Turner. He's the third back in this three-headed monster for Wake Forest. We've seen Bill Smith, we've seen Ellison in, and now Turner, the Michigan transfer, the more explosive of the three, gets it down inside the two.
Turner tries that left side into a mass of orange jerseys, and it's short. Third down and goal.
Great job of building a wall. No penetration. There was no push from Wake Forest. It was a stalemate. And now we have third down. I keep the ball in my quarterback's hands. Sam Hartman.
They do. And he gets the edge for the touchdown. They could have been forced to settle for 3. Syracuse, a decision that gives them another chance to keep the football, and they cash it in for 6.
We've talked about the calmness, the no panic in the Wake Forest offense. You get in a pressure situation, I gotta have it. Third down, goal line. Keep the ball in your quarterback's hands, and Sam Hartman makes the right play, goes off the left edge for the touchdown.
The extra point is good, and it's 21-17 Syracuse with 48 seconds to go.
Very similar. We saw it on the other end with Garrett Shrader, and these gotta have it moments. Third down, gotta have it. It's about the quarterbacks. 2 guys who you trust. Wake Forest, you trust in Sam Hartman to make the right play. A guy who has the nose, the smell for the end zone. Good time crosses, and we've got ourselves a ball game here in Syracuse.
So Syracuse accepts a penalty that set up Wake Forest on a 3rd and 23, and they converted the pass for 25 yards to keep the drive alive and get 6 points. Your QB comparison. So far for Sam Hartman and Garrett Shrader. In a 4-point game, undefeated Wake Forest. And Syracuse at what could be a real turning point in their season, Kirk. They're looking for a win over a ranked opponent, and then they've got a primetime showdown in here with Clemson next Saturday night on ESPN, where if you win this game, it'll be packed in here, sold out 50,000. And an electric atmosphere that they need to get a little shot in the arm for the program. Let's check into the studio with Kevin Connors.
And Beth, coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, a Red River showdown for the ages. Wait till you see the incredible comeback and the incredible story now at quarterback with Oklahoma. Plus, we'll check in on the finish in Oxford between Ole Miss and Arkansas, and a top 5 battle in the Big Ten. All coming up when you join us for a jam-packed Geico Halftime Report.
Another terrific Saturday of college football. And a timeout here by Syracuse. That's going to be a fun one to watch. One at Penn State and Iowa, both in the top 5. The Big Ten flexing a little bit right now. They got 5 teams ranked in the top 11 in the country.
Yeah, they got some teams ranked, and you got some unbeatens in that still falling in play. Well, we know one will fall today.
Yeah.
So one of the ranks of the unbeaten.
And that would mean, of course, that in all likelihood, Cincinnati is primed to move into a top 4 spot in the poll. Now, the poll is not the playoff committee, but nonetheless, certainly could be a lot of talk about whether or not they are the 4th best team in the land and much more poised to take a playoff spot at the end of the season.
Well, we can talk Cincinnati, you can talk BYU.
That's true.
And these are the couple of teams that I know I want to watch. I always carry the torch for the group of 5 and then the independents, but BYU, Cincinnati are teams that definitely I look that can make some noise when it comes to college football playoff talk.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch throughout the course of this October and into November. Shrader calls his own number there, gains 14 more. He's over 100 now in the first half. Good news for the Cuse. Right in front of him, the center, Aaron Service, has returned after the injury earlier in the game. Shrader's averaging 10 yards a carry. The slant out to the 45 to Courtney Jackson. And we should remind you that Andre Schmidt is a Groza award-winning kicker with a lot of leg room inside this comfort-controlled Carrier Dome to perhaps boot a deep one if they can get a little bit closer here.
Yeah, they probably need about another 20 yards to feel comfortable.
Let's take a look at this week's college football rankings, brought to you by Capital One. This is something we were just talking about. Thought we might have another top 10 upset today, but Oklahoma with the thrilling comeback win.
Oklahoma with the thrilling win. Look, I got BYU. They're sitting down there at 10. I like Cincinnati where they're at. Look, BYU could still climb. They got games. Obviously, it gets USC as well. Another Power 5 game. Cincinnati, they're done with their non-Power 5 schedule, so that's one I'm going to be looking at. But Penn State,
they got the lead on the road right now.
Oh yeah, Penn State, Iowa, keeping our eyes on that one.
And can anybody derail the Alabama-Georgia showdown that's looming off in the distance? That Georgia defense is spectacular. Alabama has A&M later on. Shrader's flushed. He'll get out of bounds to stop the clock. Thought there might have been a hold on Syracuse on that one. No flags down.
Well, third down here, they need 15 yards, 15, 20 yards to feel comfortable, but still also have enough time to go and down this football for an opportunity at a field goal. No timeouts. And if you're Wake Forest, I back my guys up just a little bit. Back them up about 15, 20 yards because you know where Syracuse needs to get to. So why not back them up a little bit, tackle them in bounds, and let the clock run? Too many guys are on the line of scrimmage. Back them up a little bit.
Shrader. Oh, they had a shot at it, and it's dropped at the 40. Cooper.
But that was my point, though. Why not put your defenders where Syracuse is trying to get to? They're trying to get 15, 20 yards down the field. Why not just stand there already? That takes away a lot of what Syracuse wants to do, and now they're forced to punt.
Yep. Fourth down, James Williams will come on.
That was a crucial drop in that situation. That would have been the yards that Syracuse needs. Now they do get the ball back to start the second half. Could have been a 2-for-1 opportunity there for the Cuse.
Marin is back deep. And he will make the fair catch at the 19. And a punt 36 yards. So it looks like it will be a 4-point game into the break. The decision to accept the penalty. It would have been a 51-yard field goal attempt, by the way, if they would have declined that and forced the fourth down.
I take that in that chance. Why not? Skeevan go out, make 51, but I still would have had more time on the clock to allow my offense to go out. That's been rolling all game long. Had more time, had 3 timeouts left. Missed opportunity there for the Syracuse.
Harton with a clutch conversion to keep the drive alive, and they end up with 7 points instead. And that will close out the scoring in the first half. 21-17, Syracuse with the lead over unbeaten Wake Forest. Let's get you to Kevin Connors and Roddy Jones for the Sling TV halftime report.
Welcome to the
football presented by Sling TV. And we welcome you to the ACC on ESPN. Very entertaining first half of football. Still unbeaten and atop the ACC right now for Wake Forest at number 19 in the country. We knew they were in for a tough challenge here, Kirk, against this Syracuse team. The offenses look pretty sharp for the Orange.
Yeah, the offense has really been sharp because of Garrett Shrader. Yep. Look, last week he had a career high 137, already 111 yards rushing today. I think he'll add to that number, and he's been able just to control the pace of this game so far. You got to like the rushing attack for Syracuse.
On the other side for Wake Forest, a huge third down conversion late in that second quarter allowed them to keep a drive alive and put 7 more points on the board. Trevor Pena, hard hit as he gets out across the 20. And now we'll take you from plan to play, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Well, I can tell you the plan for Syracuse was to run the football, but I thought it was going to be more of number 34, Sean Tucker. It's been Garrett Shrader, the quarterback, taking over the running duties, and he's been running all over this Wake Forest defense, creating plays. That last play right there we saw was one of just a conversion to pick up a first down, and then down by the goal line, you give it to the 6'4", 230-pound sophomore quarterback who barrels his way in for a touchdown. An outstanding plan so far from the Orange, getting Shrader involved in the rushing attack.
Tucker cuts it back, lunges out to the 24-yard line. Rondell Bothroyd was there to make the play defensively.
Yeah, I wonder what Dino Babers said to his team at halftime, because a couple of missed opportunities there to end the half, but I think to start the second half, maybe tell them, hey, continue to do what we're doing, fellas. We're dominating the line of scrimmage. We're also getting, making some big plays in the pass game. Continue the way that things were going in the first.
Shrader feeling the heat, and down he goes, sacked back at the 15-yard line. And that is the first negative play of the day for Syracuse after 43 positive ones.
That's a coverage sack. That's an outstanding job by the secondary for Wake Forest. Look, there's nowhere to throw the football. And Shrader's trying, he's looking, and then the rush gets there. So a nice little coverage sack there, taking away the first option for Shrader. He had to pull it down and just take the sack.
Deion Bergen and Luke Masterson, two of the guys that got there first. At a 3rd and 15. Both sides were 4 for 7 on 3rd down in that first half. Shrader dumps it off to Tucker, and Wake Forest was waiting for it. Travion Red got there almost faster than the ball did, and it's 4th down.
Well, Travion Red, he knew the play. That's why he got there so fast. He already knew the play. As soon as that ball was snapped, he got from point A to point B right away. And that's a nice 3 and out to start the second half for Wake. That's something that probably inside defensively, they didn't play that first half the way up to their standard, and that's a nice way to start this second half.
Boy, what a change. Back-to-back plays of negative yardage forced by that Wake defense. And they're going to have good field position again in Syracuse territory. They'll start at the 43-yard line. For the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, the 5-0 start, very similar to the way they began the season a couple years ago, but then they faded the second half of the year, finished 8-5. Then they felt that this year things could be different with the experience and the depth and a quality quarterback returning in Sam Hartman with weapons around him. 20 starters are back this year as they try to get to 6-0 and prep for the second half of the season. A lot at stake for both these sides as we head into this second half. Of course, for Wake Forest, 6-0, they are the flag bearer now for the ACC in terms of trying to get a team to the college football playoff. And for Syracuse, boy, they're looking for some momentum. An upset of a ranked opponent with Clemson coming in here prime time next Friday night would really electrify the fan base. Beal Smith, short yardage, and it's going to be 3rd and about 6.
Yeah, 3rd down again, and this is where this crowd truly came to life in the first half. This is where the Syracuse defense brought pressure on Sam Hartman. Do they start the second half the same way?
Hartman, they've got the receiver screen, and they will come up short. Syracuse had it sniffed out. Eric Coley. Garrett Williams was over there, and on 4th down, will the offense remain on the field?
Yeah, that's a terrific job, and really the job was done by Justin Barron, number 23. He was the point man. He made that play to allow Coley to come make it, but 4-down territory here for the Deeks. Hartman
got it. Roberson with the catch, makes a man miss, and he's down around the 25-yard line. First down, Wake Forest.
That looked easy, right? That looked for a fourth down play. Hartman just sets that back foot, and he goes to his trusty wide receiver, the redshirt junior, Jaquari Roberson. That's just throw, nice little rub route, first down.
A couple of cuts for Beal Smith, but again, nowhere for him to go up the gut. Syracuse filling those gaps and getting good push into the backfield.
That's how they've been in every single gap. They've been forcing these backs, the three-headed monster for Wake Forest, to find a gap. There's just been nothing there.
Hartman to the edge again, caught at the 11-yard line. First down, Taylor Morin.
It all starts with picking up the blitz. That time, Wake Forest picks up the blitz and has enough time for Hartman, who looks to be, so far to start this second half, nice rhythm on this drive.
Hartman gives it up. Run for a couple more. This is what has given the coaching staff and Dave Clawson so much confidence. It is the ability this year, as opposed to a couple of years ago, for the defense to set up the offense. They forced the 2 negative plays, they flipped the field, and they have set up their offense with a quick opportunity to score here in the third quarter.
You know, that's why they feel like this is a complete team, rather than the last team that started off with this unbeaten type record. They feel like, look, we can score offensively, defensively, we play complementary, and we have some great special teams play as well.
Beal Smith cut down in the backfield. Orange jerseys swarming behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Simmons and Cody Roscoe, and it's third down.
Well, Cody Roscoe must have knew the snap count, because watch number 18, 19. He knew the snap count, because there was no way that Devontae Gordon was going to block him. He got the penetration that was needed, forcing the negative play, and bringing up a 3rd and 8 for this Syracuse defense.
Hartman looking deep, and the pusher gets to it. Sacked by Roscoe for the 3rd time today. The Orange defense gets to the quarterback. A loss of 12, and it's 4th down.
Cody Roscoe with an outstanding move. On the outside, a little 1-2 juke, and then the swipe. Watch the hand movement. It's the hand movement. Club, come through with the sack, finish on the quarterback. Cody Roscoe, 2 back-to-back plays. Negative plays for the Syracuse defense, forcing a field goal.
Skiba will try and get 3 from 40 yards away. And he is money. 1-point game in the Carrier Dome with 750, along with their contributions to a university's general scholarship funds. For every field goal and extra point made, Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. The ACC's last remaining unbeaten, Wake Forest at 5-0. They trail Syracuse by a point. 7:57 to go in the third quarter here at the Dome in Syracuse. Pena will not get back to the 15. Good coverage by Wake Forest, led by Malik Mustafa. And let's go down to the sideline and Dawn Davenport.
Well, Beth and Kirk, you guys have talked about it. Wake Forest head coach Dave Clawson addressed Syracuse's quarterback run game with his defense at the half. He told me that he's happy with how physical his defense is playing on the back end, but they have got to tackle number 16 better. He said, I get it. He's 6'4", 230. They have to go in firm in order to bring him down. As for Dino Babers, he says expect more of the same. It worked in the first half. They're going to stick with it in the second. Remember, they are down that starting left guard. They went without their starting center for a little bit. Coach told me he's been impressed with the young guys who have stepped in and their composure.
Yeah, thank you, Don. And unfortunately, Aaron Service will not start at center the second half. It's back to Josh Illoa as Benson makes the catch. Nick Anderson had the coverage.
And they got to get back into that rhythm that we saw them in that first half. Really explosive in the running game. A lot of the quarterback keepers as well. As this game has settled in, Wake Forest has made the adjustments, and they've really bottled Shrader up the latter part of that second quarter.
2 of the last 3 possessions have been 3 and outs. The other one was just 4 plays. So the defense has started to make things a lot more difficult for Shrader at Syracuse. And they will come up with their 3rd negative yardage play of this 3rd quarter.
Oh, they're excited to have him back. Number 11, Miles Fox. Watch the big defensive tackle, 6'1", 297, plays off the block. And he's right there converging on the play with Ja'Cory Johns.
Third down and long. Big difference has been that Wake Forest has been able to win first down around these last few drives. Another 3rd and long here. The improv from Shrader, and he will get there. Out across the 25 and a run of 13. And a first down for Syracuse. And the injured player for Wake Forest is Luigi Villain. Back. Celebrating its 32nd year, the Campbell Trophy recognizes an individual as the absolute best football scholar athlete in the nation for his combined academic success, football performance, and exemplary leadership. It is Zach Tom from Wake Forest, Kingsley Jonathan from Syracuse. A couple of the semifinalists in today's game.
Zach Tom, one of those NFL prospects. A lot of scouts come out to watch number 50. Everyone talking about that left tackle, man. I do my prep all week long, and I'm always saying, NFL guys and everybody I talk to say, hey, they got a left tackle. Number 50, Tom.
Shrader on first down, to the air, incomplete. Looking for Quealy. He had a guy wide open on the near side of the field underneath here on the flat.
Yeah, he had Courtney Jackson wide open. And that's the check down. And this is part of what Shrader's going to continue to go through in the process. Don earlier talked about the different offensive coordinators that he's had so far in his college career. He'll go through that progression that if it's not there, he had the check down, which would have been a 4 or 5 yard gain to the outside of Jackson.
On second down, the pitch to Tucker. They have done a nice job, Wake Forest, of bottling him up since that first drive. Well below his average. 15 carries now, 57 yards.
And now third down, you need your quarterback to come out and make a play. This is where Shrader has to hold on to the football. And again, if it's not there, you take off and run. Can this Wake Forest defense bottle him and keep him in the pocket?
Incomplete. And a flag coming in. Interference from Jasir Taylor on the coverage of Jackson. And now a second flag way over on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Taylor for sure with the right arm. He had the right arm hook, and he tried to bring the left arm in, but...
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. We got an illegal formation. Offense.
Offset.
The receiver was covered up. Those fouls offset. Replay third down.
So both fouls offset, replay the down. Taylor's off the hook now with the pass interference call. But that's a procedure penalty right there again. Or for Syracuse. Not again, but for Syracuse. Got to know who's on and who's off. Unfortunate mistake. It should never happen.
3rd down and 5. Shrader looking for room to run. And he will come up short. Wake Forest able to track him and take him down. And the punting unit will have to come on. Jalen Garnes made the stop.
You see the little recipe now on 3rd down for Wake Forest. They're not going to allow Shrader to get out of the pocket. So they're going to rush up high and try to force him. If he escapes, try to go to the teeth of the defense. That time, just too many defenders there for him to escape.
3 scores in their first 4 possessions for Syracuse. And since then, 4 straight quick possessions and punts as the Wake Forest defense has turned this game in their favor. They still trail by a point, but the momentum is theirs with 4:40 to go here in the 3rd. Great slate of games today for you. Our Saturday night football featured matchup on ABC is Michigan and Nebraska, undefeated Wolverines, looking to stay that way. And also on the ESPN networks tonight, Notre Dame, undefeated Kentucky, and the late night UCLA at Arizona. We've got a good one here at the Dome in Syracuse, 21-20. Syracuse with the lead, but Wake looking to take it away. Perry with the catch inside the 5. Touchdown, Damon Deacons, as he juked Garrett Williams. And a 69-yard score.
I want to take you back to the last drive for Wake Forest. They had an opportunity one-on-one with Perry on the outside on a 3rd down. And remember, Hartman was sacked. They saw that. They came back to the same play. And instead of running the fade, they converted it to a post. And A.T. Perry, one-on-one, just outraces Syracuse for a touchdown.
Going for a 2-point conversion here to make it a touchdown game. Hartman in the grasp, and it's batted down. And the score will remain 26-21. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 115 yards for A.T. Perry this afternoon.
Look, he's 6'5", 206 pounds. And you think he's just a red zone threat. But he shows off the speed. The redshirt sophomore from Lake Worth, Florida. He's got one-on-one on the outside, and you're just asking your quarterback, Sam Hartman, to just put it out there against one of the better corners I've seen in college football this year in Garrett Williams. That's just speed, and more speed. 2nd touchdown for Perry today, but it's been what he's been able to do after the catch. He catches the football first. Remember earlier, he puts the hand down, stretches for the goal line for a touchdown, and this time he just plays a little backyard football, racing around, finding the end zone.
I remember what Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator, was telling us this week. He loved how Hartman is able to put plays behind him much more quickly this year. The interception was a bad one against Louisville last week. He responded with 2 scoring drives for the win. An interception here today against Syracuse, and since then, 3 scoring drives. What you got for us, John?
Yeah, you guys are talking about it. Remember, Coach Dave Clawson also said he saw it in the 4th quarter last week, Sam Hartman letting a bad play go. I've seen it this entire game. No reaction from him whatsoever. You could tell there was a time where his body language was a little off, took about 2 seconds, and that was it. You've really seen him respond, and I see why Coach Clawson talks about this being one of the biggest growth pieces for Sam Hartman as a quarterback. He has not flinched in this game.
Remember, they were down 21-10. There was no panic. And Coach Clawson talked about the resiliency he saw at his ball club last week against Louisville.
16 unanswered points for Wake Forest to take the lead here with under 4.5 to go in the 3rd. And the last 5 drives for Syracuse, that touchdown followed by 4 punts. A very quiet 2nd and 3rd quarter. As the Wake Forest defense has started to figure some things out when it comes to the running of Garrett Shrader and Sean Tucker.
Yeah, they went away from Tucker, and I think that's been what Wake Forest wants. They want you to go away from Tucker. They want to tackle Shrader.
So the Cuse will go back to Tucker, and he breaks free. Out across the 45. As if he knew his guys needed something big.
It's as if he knew we were talking about him. They got to get 34 more involved. He was the reason why this offense was humming in the first half. Kind of forgotten in this lull of a game in terms of the Syracuse offense. I think Dino Babers realized we got to get 34 in football.
Matthew Bergeron, the left tackle, came up limping a little bit after that last play. They're already down one starting lineman. Shrader, big hole up the middle. Into Wake Forest territory to move the chains again. 11 more yards, and Bergeron really fighting now to try and continue.
Yeah, but that was the ingredients of the first half. It was Tucker to begin a drive, to begin a play. The defense trying to stop Tucker, and that's where Garrett Shrader was able to hold on to the football on those RPOs and find a lane.
218 yards on the ground for the Orange. Shrader looking for a deep ball. And it's caught back shoulder inside the 15. Courtney Jackson. And a first down, Syracuse into the red zone.
I mean, he's getting interfered with Travion Red the whole time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. Penalties decline. Result of the play. First down.
Travion Red, number 17, he's had him locked up the whole time. I was waiting for the flag from the official, but watch the concentration by Jackson. Watch the concentration. He holds on to the football, able to adjust. And then you have Shrader taking a shot, finding his guy.
29 yards, their longest pass play of the day. And Syracuse looking to strike back. Tucker makes a man miss, and the Orange go back on top with a big response. Second of the day for Tucker, this one from 14 yards out.
The block on the edge, steal the edge, and it is one-on-one. It's Tucker versus Mustafa. 27 versus 34. Watch 27 right there. Got to make that play. Malik Mustafa has to make that play in the hole. He doesn't. Just a nice shifty move there by Sean Tucker for the touchdown.
Huge clear out block by Dakota Davis to give Tucker some room. 5 plays, 75 yards in just over 2 minutes. And now it's Syracuse that will go for 2 to try and make this a 3-point game. Shrader, pressure coming at him, incomplete. And so both sides are able to stop a 2-pointer. And it's 27-26, Cuse. 2:23 to go here in the third.
This time, Wake Forest, they just said, forget this. We're going to bring pressure. And they brought pressure from Sminda, number 5. Ryan Sminda just goes right up the middle. Even gets the helmet off of Shrader.
Looked like Cooper lost his footing coming out of the backfield, too. The intended receiver there.
A lot of moving parts before that play was handled. But I think, why not go back to Shrader and Tucker? Those are my guys. You get down there inside the 5-yard line. It's been a 2-man game, right? We are at the Cuse, right? We're at the Carrier Dome. Little basketball 2-man game between Tucker and Shrader. Would have liked sort of that option on that play instead of dropping back to pass.
Both sides showing some fight here in the second half. Taylor will bring it back for Wake Forest. Out across the 20. And down to the 25-yard line. Let's send it to the studio. Kevin Connors.
All right, Beth, your AT&T 5G studio update. That Georgia defense dominant again. Stetson Bennett to Ladd McConkey providing the offense, Roddy.
Stetson Bennett's been efficient. 11 of 16 on the day, been explosive. And as you said, the least surprising news of the day, Georgia's defense hasn't given up a touchdown.
24-3, Beth.
Thank you, guys. 27-26 our score here. 2:15 to play in the third. Wake Forest much more productive after a slow start. Fell behind 21-10. And Syracuse has not been able to stop them on their last several possessions here.
I want to see how does Wake Forest now handle this Syracuse defense, because we've seen the shots down the field, and now you can tell that the defensive backs for Syracuse have been instructed to play off. They're not playing man-to-man at the line of scrimmage. They're going to play off. So I wonder, does Wake Forest try to run the football?
They will throw. Close to the yard gain is Keyshawn Williams. They have touchdown passes. Hartman to Perry, 46 yards and 69 yards today to shake up the secondary a bit for Syracuse. That gets him up to 9 touchdown plays on the season of over 25 yards as Justice Ellison gets the carry on first down.
And a positive play, you mentioned winning first down. Wake Forest is, and when they win first down, they're able to take those shots that you mentioned.
Hartman's got to be careful there after the handoff. He turned fullback and got himself into some traffic there.
Big moment here.
And here comes the crowd again.
Yeah, you feel it. Inside the Carrier Dome, third down. The fans come alive. Will Syracuse bring pressure here? Safety in the middle of the field.
5 guys coming. Hartman gets away, has a man downfield, incomplete. Overthrew Perry. That's 4th down.
I'm not so sure this ball could have been intercepted. I think Amon Greenwood, the safety, didn't realize that he could have grabbed that one. That was another high floater from Hartman. First of all, he evades the rush. He has enough time. And I'm not so sure if Greenwood is playing the receiver instead of playing the football. He could have intercepted that one.
Mora on to punt. It's a well short and away from Pena, and it will bound out of bounds around the 20. Hey, tonight in Las Vegas, big bout, almost 3 years in the making. The trilogy coming to a conclusion. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder for Fury's WBC heavyweight belt. Prelims begin at 7 Eastern. The main card on pay-per-view starting at 9, or go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. I got Wilder.
Yeah, it's hard not to say Wilder learned from the last one, but the way that Tyson Fury really controlled that last fight.
Yes, he did.
Now, I know he's put on a little bit of extra pounds.
I think both came in heavier than you.
A little heavy. We'll see. It is some heavyweights tonight, and I think it's hard to go against Wilder, but, man, Fury really could have a repeat performance and win this fight.
Final 17 seconds of the third. Shrader picks up 5. Good open field tackle by Carson. And for Shrader, 19th carry of the day, 136 on the ground. To the 4th quarter we go in Syracuse. The final undefeated ACC team in a battle. Wake Forest and Syracuse 5 for the Orange. Derek Shrader keeps. maybe got a couple. It will be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that time Masterson able to get him down. He's been having a rough day trying to bring down Shrader in the open field. That time he holds on to the leg and sets up a 3rd down for the Wake Forest defense.
Shrader with a passing touchdown. Sean Tucker with 2 rushing scores. Shrader also got in on the ground. Couple of big pass plays for the Demon Deacons as they rallied from a 21-10 deficit. Shrader hit as he releases, and it's caught right at the yard to gain. Alford with the 1st down.
Good job by Alford, only his 5th catch of the season. They go all the way down the depth chart to get Damian Alford involved. A little quick hitter for the 1st down.
Shrader on the roll. Tripped up behind the line. He gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I know something.
Fox.
Something we have to watch is that this Syracuse offensive line a little bit banged up.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they'll be able to keep up in terms of blocking in the passing game. So we may see more running of the football just because of bringing in so many guys along that front.
Well, the problem right here is that is the backup center, Josh Illawa, who appears to be hobbled. He has already replaced Aaron Service, who got hurt earlier today. Matthew Bergeron has come back out at left tackle for Syracuse. Tucker to the 30, and that's it. It's going to be 3rd down and long. Scooped up there by DJ Taylor. Fresh legs coming in for the Demon Deacons defense.
Huge here for Wake Forest, because you don't want to necessarily bring pressure the way that Shrader's been able to evade the rush and scramble for a 1st down. A play zone here. And they're checking the play at the line of scrimmage. They're showing a pressure look, but I think Wake Forest backs out of it and force Shrader to have to go through his progression.
Only 3 guys coming. They get a spy on Shrader, and they will take him down about a yard shy. That was Gaines who was spying him, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a terrific job there. Everybody they show blitz and basically just had a spy there. Just had a spy. They realized what happened on the other series when Shrader was able to go out and scramble for a 1st down. That time Garnes right there made the play short of the 1st.
James Williams, his 6th punt of the day. This one spins, and fair catch inside the 30-yard line by Marin. 34 yards on the punt. Wake Forest ball when we come back.
Yards for the win. Kick. Oh! He pulled it!
A wild one for Memphis and Tulsa, and that rivalry continues next on ESPN2 at 9 Eastern. A completion here to Donald Stewart, bumped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 27-26, Syracuse with the 1-point advantage early in this 4th quarter. Both teams have more run plays than pass plays today. That might change here in a tight one in the final 11 minutes. And that'll be a 1st down for Wake Forest.
Yeah, Kristen Turner in, number 0 at running back, the Michigan transfer. With some big minutes for Turner, who's sort of the 3rd back in his 3-headed monster, getting some time in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Beal Smith has the most carries for them today. Hartman looking to go over the top. Incomplete. And a flag flies, and this may be offensive pass interference. Intended for Marin, but Chestnut actually was the closest guy to it, and it will go against Wake.
Pass interference, offense, number 83, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Man, nice pressure there by Keytaon Thompson, number 7. But just great position by Deuce Chestnut. I mean, this guy was making plays week in and week out, made an outstanding play last week versus Florida State on an interception of a screen play, and that time just playing his position. He just stood his ground, did his work before the play. That time, just a penalty on offense, very rarely called, but terrific technique by Chestnut.
Hartman, the draw, and Syracuse is there. The crowd not even waiting for third down with a 1st and 25. They're on their feet.
Yeah. Marlo Wax making plays. A guy who was actually supposed to be a running back now has been an outstanding outside linebacker in this scheme for Syracuse. Been making plays all over the field.
Second down, Hartman, the overthrow. Looking for Stewart. Garrett Williams had the coverage, and it's 3rd down and 22, and the playbook gets really small.
Well, they converted a 3rd and 23 today earlier. And the go-to guy on that one was who? Ja'Cory Roberson. So no matter what, if I'm Syracuse defensively, I'm trying to find where number 5 is. There's no 18 Perry on the field, number 9. You got to double number 5, Roberson. He's the go-to guy to have it.
Hartman looking at his trips to the right. He's got plenty of time on the rollout out near midfield, and the catch is made, but it is still a couple yards short. They get 20. They needed 22. Complete to Whitehart.
Wow. What a catch by Whitehart. He got the foot down. They're going to be short. They'll probably go for it. The officials may want to take another look, but Whitehart got the foot down.
On the field is the catch. Previous play is under further review.
It'll be under review, but at first look, I thought he had a foot in bounds.
As it stands right now, a 4th and 2 coming up, but a review underway.
ESPN College Football is presented by Sling TV. Replace cable with affordable live TV with Sling. And in part by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven.
Champs of the ACC back in 2006 for Wake Forest. Upon further review, incomplete as the foot was out of bounds. And the shove from Rob Hanna to make sure he did not come down inbound. So 4th down all the way back inside the 30-yard line, and the punting unit comes on. High kick. This will chase Pena back to his own 20. And he'll get some of it back, limping out across the 35-yard line, and a return of 16 after the 53-yard kick. To the studio now, Kevin Connors.
All right, Beth, Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update. Jordan Travis has had some day, Roddy, in Chapel Hill.
He absolutely has. Over 100 yards in the air, 112 yards on the ground. 2nd week in a row, he's made a big difference.
4 total touchdowns in this one. The Seminoles up 18 on ESPN.
Well, it's a Florida State team that lost earlier this year to Wake, but beat Syracuse last week.
Got their first win last week. That's what happened. You get one win, you get confidence, you feel like you can beat anybody, and here they are again, beating up a North Carolina team.
Tucker, big hole up the middle in the burst. Out to midfield for Sean Tucker. And that will take him over 100 yards rushing on the day to join quarterback Garrett Shrader. His 4th straight 100-yard rush game.
Can't forget how that bread is buttered, right? It's Mr. Tucker. This offense runs through 34. And this is that point in the game where you know who to hand the ball off. And that's Sean Tucker.
Got 14 yards there. Showing some strength to stay on his feet. Hold on to the football. And he rumbles down to the 35. And another first down and a gain of 15.
He runs right through the arm tackle. 6'2", 291-pound Suleiman Kamara. Number one's right there to make the play. And that's just the shiftiness of Sean Tucker making a play.
Syracuse working that clock as well by keeping it on the ground with the 1-point advantage. Tucker, nowhere to go there. Ryan Smenda got to him.
They're going to run the football, but they should be thinking 7. It's not about settling for a field goal here. Still, Syracuse has to be aggressive. Has to be aggressive, but I wouldn't mind them throwing the ball in this situation. I know they want to bleed clock, but it's only a 1-point lead. So continue to not only keep the ball in Shrader's hands, but also you may need to make another big play down the field.
22 carries, 122 yards for Tucker. Shrader. And a miscommunication. The receiver cut the route short, and Jackson was not where Shrader thought he would be.
Yeah, odd decision there. Not the play call. I like the play call. Got him on the run a little bit, but a miscommunication by the 2 wide receivers. It was Keeley and Jackson. But there's still a safety over the top. I thought they had someone late streaking back over there. Now you're in 3rd and 12. You need a play. Keeley's been the guy here. Watch number 14 for Syracuse.
Tucker is out. They'll go with 5 wide here on 3rd and long. Connor Lutz, first time he's been in the ball game. The running back gets the edge. They put him out at wide out. And then got him some space. And he's going to come up just short of the line to gain. It's 4th down. He ran it for 11. And the kicking unit's going to come on.
Interesting decision.
Schmidt.
You had the run there. And I say, hey, get the points. Take the points.
Long this year for Schmidt, 48. This would be from 45 as one of the all-time greats in Syracuse history. On its way, and no good. Missed it left. And it remains a 1-point game with 7:13 to go. On the field goal after Garrett Shrader visibly wanted the offense to stay out there. He was pleading his case with the coaches. They went for the opportunity to get points instead. And it stays a 1-point game as Wake Forest takes over. 7:13 to play. Incomplete, smacked at the line of scrimmage as we send it down to Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, guys, Garrett Shrader was still shaking his head down here on the sideline once he came off. But just a reminder, starting center Aaron Service, starting left guard Chris Bleich, they're both standing down here on the sideline next to me. So probably, I think that's the right call. Kirk Beth, I don't know what you think.
Caught across the middle of the field and out to the 45. Yeah, I think you gotta go for the points there, right?
You go points there, but it's just so hard at the play that sets you up on that 4th down. Had a lot of momentum, and you wouldn't have been wrong keeping the ball in Shrader or Tucker's hands.
Of course, you're also the underdog looking for a big upset, and you want to try and come up with big moments and big plays. That certainly could have been one of them for Syracuse. And meanwhile, Wake Forest methodically moving down the field.
And they go to their gotta-have-it guy, right? Jaquari Roberson. And number 5 has now come alive in this drive. When Hartman needs a play, he goes to number 5.
11-yard pickup there. Against the 5-man pressure, and another batted ball.
That's number 2.
Second time,
Yeah.
Justin Barron.
Justin Barron playing that middle safety, and he's just watching the eyes of the quarterback. I don't even know if he's guarding a man. He's just playing about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And watch, he's just looking at the quarterback. That's the second time in a row he deflects one.
Underneath for short yardage to Roberson. Good open field tackle around the ankles. Deuce, Chestnut, and it's third down.
Two things here. Where's number 5 and where's number 9 for Wake Forest? If
Both
you're
to this side of the field.
If you're Syracuse, that's where you got to locate. And right now, I see man-to-man on that side with those guys. That's where Hartman needs to go.
Instead, he goes the other way for a completion and a first down. Morin.
He goes on Garrett Williams, number 8. That's an outstanding throw to the outside. That's a ton of confidence in Morin to get that ball to the outside. He was blanketed by Williams.
Hartman a yard shy of 300 passing on the day. The delayed handoff. And it's Christian Beal-Smith. He picks up 5. That'll get him to 50 for the day. Slow, steady progression. Down the field and now on the edge of the red zone for Wake Forest. Hartman caught inside the 20. More Roberson. First down.
Yeah, I may try to double Roberson down here as well. He's been the guy. And so if you're Syracuse, why not double number 5 and go play man-to-man with everybody else? Roberson this time in the slot.
Hartman on the rollout. Nowhere to throw, so he'll run down to the 15 and get out of bounds.
Now, if I'm Syracuse, Roberson goes out of the game. He's a little tired, so he needs a play. And if I'm Tony White, defensive coordinator for Syracuse, I bring the pressure here. I bring the pressure because I know Roberson's out, and I keep the safety over the top of A.T. Perry, but I'm going to bring pressure to see if I can get to Sam Hartman.
They do off the edge. Hartman runs away from it and gets down to the 10-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd and 2. Roberson on this drive as he returns to the field. 4 catches for 43 yards.
Third and 2. Roberson back in the game. Nice little stack position here between Roberson and Perry right here at the bottom of the screen. But this could be a situation where you keep it back in the quarterback's hands. A little quarterback tackle pull.
Hartman gives it to Beal-Smith. The cutback inside the 5 to the goal line. And touchdown. Wake Forest punches it in. Demon Deacons take the lead with under 3.5 to go, and they quickly motion to the offense to stay on the field here to go for 2.
Touchdown. Previous play is under further review.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. They'll look at that. But his body's in. It's a terrific block by number 23, Brandon Chapman, the tight end. He sealed it so that they had no penetration. And there was a nice little alley, a nice little crease for Beal-Smith. Yeah, he's in. There's no body part down. That ball crosses. That'll be a quick decision. That's a touchdown. But love the play call there. They give it to the redshirt junior, Beal-Smith, 5'10", 200 pounds. A nice seal block there by Chapman.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
16 carries, 61 yards, and a score now for Christian Beal-Smith. The indication before that review was that they would go for the 2-point conversion here. 11 plays, 73 yards in under 4 minutes, and it was after the missed Syracuse field goal from 45 yards out.
They kept it on the ground for the two-point conversion. I mean, for the touchdown. Now here on the two-point conversion, I'm looking for number 5 in the slot. It's a little bit further out. It's not a run situation. I'm watching number 5 Roberson in the slot if I'm Syracuse.
They'll get Hartman on the move again. Throws to the back of the end zone. Roberson got it. Completes the catch for the two-point conversion. And that makes it a touchdown game with 3:28 to go.
Ruling on the field, two-point conversion is successful. Previous play is under further review.
Not much to review there. That's a touchdown. I mean, that's a two-point try. Roberson standing there in the slot. He just gets lost in the back of the end zone. I don't know how the best receiver for Wake Forest gets lost in the back of the end zone. I don't know how that happens. It should have been all eyes on number 5 in the slot, and yet he's able to just sit back there and wait for that ball to be thrown from Hartman. That'll be 2.
3 minutes and 28 seconds from being in a place where they have not been since 1944. 3.5 minutes away from 6-0. And firm control of the ACC at the midway point of the season. As you check out the conversion again, and isn't it fitting for the Demon Deacons? They talk about depth, they talk about experience, they talk about one of the big differences this year is the improved play of the defense. And that offense will now pass the baton to that defense to try and close it out.
After further review, the ruling on the field stand, the two-point conversion is successful.
On the other side, the big play capabilities of Garrett Shrader and Sean Tucker, they've got a chance. When we come back, for Syracuse, 3:28 to play as the Demon Deacons try and stay perfect on the season. The Orange looking for the upset with a huge date next Friday night looming with Clemson coming to town. And what could be a big program changer with back-to-back big matchups in the ACC. Beth Mullins, Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport with you this evening in the Dome. Pena out across the 20 and down to the out to the 24-yard line. Terrific slate of games today featuring our Saturday night football matchup presented by Capital One. It's Michigan and Nebraska, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. We also featured tonight Notre Dame, undefeated Kentucky, and Pac-12 After Dark. And that coming up at 7 Eastern over on the ACC network is Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. If you don't have ACC network, go to ACCN.com for instant access. So the Fighting Irish will try and bounce back from a loss to Cincinnati. So can Syracuse respond? They need 7 to tie it. Under duress, Shrader's throw almost intercepted. It's incomplete out at the 40.
He's down.
And Shrader may have gotten hurt on the attempt. Slow to get up.
Yeah, he's hurt. You may need to look at Tommy DeVito right now because he's trying to still collect himself. And I'm not sure he's all the way there.
There's Ja'Cory Johns as he starts feeling around his shoulder.
I was just going to mention that you didn't need to start feeling like you have to be in the 2-minute mode yet. You still got 3 timeouts. It's over 3 minutes. Stay within your offense.
You were able to run effectively the last time you had the football. He'll turn and give it to Tucker. Tucker's got a lane. Out across the 35 for a first down.
The running game's going, but I'm still keeping my eye on the quarterback. Still does not seem as if he's still feeling the effects of that hit.
Boy, and now Tucker comes over to the sideline. Cooper Lutz is back in there. He appeared to be catching his breath a little bit. 298 yards rushing for the Orange today. Second carry for Connor. Ball pops out. Wake Forest grabs it out of midair and still inbounds to make the play. Jasir Taylor, and they get the turnover. Tucker had just checked out of the game. He appeared winded, came to the sideline, and the backup, Connor Lutz, his second touch on what we believe was his second play of the game, coughs it up.
Yeah, it was Travion Red, number 17. Watch as Red comes in, and he goes right for the football. He went right and stripped that ball. It pops right in the air, and Mr. Johnny on the spot, Jasir Taylor, with the ball pulled right in his hands. That's a fumble recovered by Wake Forest.
First takeaway of the game for Wake, and it's huge.
Still 3 timeouts left for Syracuse. Game's not over yet, but they got to make a stop here defensively.
Hartman with Ellison now in the game in the backfield. They'll run it. Short yardage. Let's send it to Dawn.
Hey, fitting Jasir Taylor's the one that had that takeaway. Actually talked to him specifically about takeaways this week. He said they have daily stations that they walk through, punching the ball out, breaking on the ball for interceptions, second guy in, ripping the ball out. It is emphasized, it's talked about all the time, +8 in turnover margin coming in. That's where Wake Forest was. That's now their 14th takeaway this year. It's something they know is important. Jasir Taylor said, we talk about it every single day.
Yeah, they talk about it every day. Just to add on to that, Don, the motto inside the building at Wake Forest is the ball is the program. The ball is the program. You pride that football. We want it. It's ours. The pride is the program, and you saw it there. Offensively, you have to carry it a certain way for Dave Clawson.
Yep.
And defensively, you got to go after the football. Both on display right there by that Wake Forest defense.
Well, we touched on it before the possession. How improved the defense has been, making big plays. Wake needed one from them, and they got it. And now they'll give it back over to the offense to try and run this thing out. A timeout for Syracuse. They will still have a couple left. 2:33 to play. Let's take a look at today's play.
This team was down in the first half. No panic. And now here on 3rd and long, see if he can make another big-time throw to pick up a first down.
They'll roll him out on 3rd down. Jones giving chase, and the throw incomplete, and it's 4th down.
It's a big stop there for Syracuse. Not only with the throw going out of bounds, there's still that one timeout left. I like the call. There was a double move on the outside by Morin. Just the ball sailed on Hartman. Still that one timeout left for Syracuse.
Boy, nobody happier than Connor Lutz, who committed the fumble. He's back out there right now with the special teams unit. With Syracuse looking to get the ball back here. Fair catch at the 6. They're a long way from home. They need a touchdown with 2:21 to go. How's he feeling after that big hit, the last possession, right?
You're exactly right. That big hit. And then if you're Wake Forest, this is what you want for your defense. This is what they preached. We love these situations. We love to play a 60-minute game. Right now, they're almost at about 58 minutes, 2 minutes away.
Shrader incomplete. Did not look real comfortable on that throw. 2nd down. Intended for Sherrod Johnson. He's trying to fight through it right now.
Yeah. He does not look well. That looks like an errant throw. And again, what you're just trying to do is you want to get a good drive starter. So I wouldn't have mind running the football there just to get the offense going, get everybody in movement. Now you're 2nd and 10. You're still trying to get back on track.
Shrader's 12 of 22, 126 yards and a touchdown pass. Going to step up in the pocket. He'll run with it. He'll break some tackles. Hauled down at the 19-yard line and a first down. 13 yards there. Against the four-man pressure. And he will make the good decision to chuck it. Second down coming. Under 2 minutes to go. Johns and Fox were bringing pressure off the edge.
Just a four-man rush for Wake Forest. And at some point, do you try to bring pressure just to test to see where the arm is at right now? Shrader still seemed to be banged up from the prior series. I try to bring some pressure in his face.
He'll step up in the pocket again. Breaks a couple of tackles. Fights his way out to the 26-yard line. It's 3rd down and 4. Gain of 7 there. Clark ticks. Syracuse with 1 timeout remaining, needing 7. Drops it off underneath, and it looks like the forward progress will get him to the 30, and that'll move the chains. Sean Tucker with the catch, 1:20 to go.
And Wake Forest defensively, they don't mind that. They're going to give up the underneath route. They don't want to get deep behind the ball. They want to tackle and let the clock run.
Shrader has the time. Incomplete. Out to the 35-yard line, Johnson. And the coverage by Carson.
And this is where the depth is tested now for Wake Forest. We kept talking about the depth of their defense. Now they come in with a full line, the hockey line change. They bring out 7 new guys. And that play all the way just...
Ooh, that hit him in the helmet.
It was close. But Shrader's going to have to get the ball down the field.
1 minute on the clock.
We haven't called Anthony Keeley's name in a long time at the bottom of the screen.
On the rollout. Out to the 40, and Syracuse is going to get a big boost here on the late flag, and the push by Luigi Valane with Shrader on the
unnecessary roughness. Number 2, 15-yard penalty from in the run. Automatic, first down.
That'll end up being a pickup of 24 yards, and the Orange have new life.
Yeah, unneeded. I mean, he's out of bounds. There's no need. If he's out of bounds, I was always taught close to there, escort him out by just putting your hand on him. You don't have to push him. That's an unforced error by Wake Forest, which now sets up Syracuse on the Wake Forest side of the 50.
Shrader. Avoids a couple of tackles. Slammed out of bounds around the first down marker by Kalen Carson. They'll give him a gain of 9. And the clock stops with 44 seconds to go.
Yeah, he paid for that. He paid for that shot again. Masterson, another missed tackle. He's had a rough one today trying to bring down Shrader. But good job by Kalen Carson guarding the sideline. And that was still a little too close on that sideline, but delivering a shot.
185 yards rushing now for Garrett Shrader. With 135 for Sean Tucker. Not much there. But they do get the first down to temporarily stop the clock, move the chains.
They still have the timeout in their back pocket. If they don't get a positive play here, you got to preserve and be able to have some shots at the end zone.
Tucker runs for about 6, and the clock will roll. And now the timeout comes. It is the final one for the Orange with 27 seconds.
30-second timeout.
So now you know that's the last timeout, and that's the last blow that you can get. meaning that this offensive line, it's the 2-minute mode. This is where your depth is tested. You got to find as much wind, much breath as you can right here.
Wake Forest first place in the ACC at 5-0. They're the highest ranked team in the conference at number 19. They haven't been 6-0 since World War II. And on the other side for Syracuse, been a rough week. A controversial loss to Florida State. The transfer out of one of their star wide receivers into the transfer portal. And they have lost 6 in a row to ranked opponents. They're trying to snap that skid and get one of their bigger wins in a while.
So there's two things here. If you're Wake Forest, you're telling your guys, we have to just tackle. That's it. Tackle inbounds. Let the clock run. Keep everything in front of you and tackle. And on the opposite side, you're Syracuse. You're telling the guys, you get the football. You find where the nearest sideline is. Get out of bounds. Try to preserve. No timeouts left. You've got to preserve time here.
Need the 7 to tie. Shrader drops it off for Tucker. He's got great grass in front of him. Sean Tucker, touchdown, Syracuse! With 21 seconds to play. And now do you go for 1 to tie it or 2 to try and win it? And it's decision time for Dino Babers. He's talking about it on the headset.
He's got to make the decision quick. There's no timeouts left. And he sends the field goal unit back to the sideline. They're going to go for 2.
A 2-minute scoring drive, 94 yards for the Orange. And finally, it's Shrader to Tucker. A 1-point ball game.
And these fans want to go for 2 as well. They feel it.
And the offense will head back onto the field to try and take the lead.
I keep the ball in Shrader's hands. He's made great decisions all game long. He's the guy with the final decision here. Timeout, Wake Forest.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still on the try.
A delay of game penalty against Syracuse.
Remember, with no timeouts, that was a decision that now forces the field goal.
The clock management issue for the Orange. And they will pull the offense back to the sideline and send out the kicker.
That little huddle on the sideline in between the touchdown and the 2-point.
Took too long.
It took too long. And he's trying to make the decision. For me, the decision was supposed to already been made. If you're Dino Babers, that decision throughout the drive should have been already made. That cost them the opportunity to go for 2.
Schmidt to tie it, and it's good. 34-34 with 21 seconds to go. All right, now if you're Dino Babers in Syracuse, you got to try and put that behind you and try to find the good out of this tie to take you into overtime if you can keep Wake Forest off the board here in the last few seconds.
But how great was Garrett Shrader on that last drive? Just keep the ball in his hands and just let him be the playmaker that he's been. And finding Sean Tucker for the goal, the tying score down the stretch. Just an outstanding drive by both Tucker and Shrader making plays. But now when you look at here, first thing I'm telling my guys if I'm Wake Forest, I don't want to return. Fair catch. If it's ball inside the 25, fair catch, so you know that you're going to start at the 25-yard line. That's number 1. Because you want to preserve the time, and you still have 3 timeouts left. 3 timeouts. No need to return this one. Start this ball on the 25-yard line.
Both teams had games last week decided by last-second field goals. A win for Wake Forest, a loss for Syracuse. And the Demon Deacons will return it here with Taylor out to about the 27-yard line. The last overtime game here at the Carrier Dome was Syracuse-Wake Forest in 2019, and the Orange won.
You may have 2 plays here. 15 seconds left. You may have 2 plays. And I would say to get into Nick Skiba's range, probably need about 20, 25 yards. If they get anywhere around that 45, in between the 40, 45, that's enough distance for Skiba. So that's what I'm telling Hartman. Just get us across the 50.
Sam Hartman, only 3 guys coming. He's got time and now runs out of it, and down he goes. Sacked by Steve Linton. And Wake Forest will not stop the clock, and it's overtime in Syracuse. It's been a wild one this afternoon, and we will not be able to determine a victor in regulation.
We expected a close one. It's going to be a close one. We knew it would come down to 1 possession. What a drive by Syracuse to come down and make the plays that were needed. And now we know the new overtime rules.
Each team gets a possession to start at the 25. Oh, that's Shrader going into the tent, by the way, on the Syracuse sideline, just to take a look at him.
Yeah, he had I knew he was shaken up, you know, after that big hit. But to be able to go out there and lead that drive the way that he did, that's the reason why he's a starter.
Or the game comes to a close on a Syracuse extra point after a delay of game penalty when they had their offense still on the field to go for a 2-point conversion to try and take the lead with 21 seconds to play in the game. And after the penalty, they set the kicking unit on and tied it up.
Well, here comes the coin toss.
And here comes the coin toss. We'll let you know the prelims for the Fury Wilder fight happening now on ESPN News.
All right, gentlemen, great game so far. All right, each team will have 1 timeout. Each team will get 1 possession. All right, you're the visitors. You have to call the toss. You have the option of the winner of the toss will have the option of kick, receiver, into the field to play. All right, we'll walk you through it. Heads or tails you're going to call?
Tails.
You call tails. Tails, you've won the toss.
We want to play defense.
Okay, defense, what end of the field do you want to play on?
We want to play on the field.
Okay. 1st and 10, Syracuse.
Syracuse and Wake Forest headed to overtime in the Dome. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison and Dawn Davenport. Boy, it was a terrific finish to end regulation. A little bit of controversy there at the end, and now we're set to go for OT.
Yeah, that's what we expected. We knew it was going to be a close game coming all the way down to the end. Now we're in overtime. See which quarterback's going to be able to make the plays right here.
Possession starts for the Orange from the 25. Garrett Shrader. And a 4-yard pickup at 2nd down. Each side gets a possession. Then if we go to a second overtime, you're doing 2-point conversions. Shrader. Incredible numbers today. 27 rushes, 189 yards. He's also thrown for 2 touchdowns. His running mate, Sean Tucker, close to 150 yards rushing today with a couple of scores. They're up over 500 yards of total offense and 350 on the ground.
Yeah, I know he's excited to have Matthew Bergeron out there, his left tackle, number 60. That time leading the way. Nice little kick out block. Tucker finds a little alley and turns it up, but a good job by Bergeron with the kick out.
Shrader, read beautifully and taken down by Garnes. Going to lose a yard or two on that one.
Oh, nice job by Shaylin Garnes. He comes on the pressure on the blitz. And that's an open field tackle on Shrader. And it's been tough to do for this Wake Forest defense. And that time in the critical moment of overtime, Garnes able to get him down.
No, what's at stake for Wake Forest? They're the top team in the ACC right now, the last unbeaten in the Atlantic Coast Conference, the highest ranked, trying to get to 6-0 for the first time in a long time. Sean Tucker cut down after a short gain. And it will bring up third down for Syracuse. Jasir Taylor with the stop after a 4-yard pickup.
So they had one-on-one on the outside with Anthony Keeley. And I think you have to go find that matchup. That's the matchup I want. If I'm Garrett Shrader, I'm looking, scanning the defense. If I get one-on-one with Keeley on the outside, he's at the top right now. If I get one-on-one, that's the guy who I want to go to.
Well, they're slow to get the play in here as the play clock winds down. It's 5 seconds right now, and Shrader's still looking to the sideline. And Syracuse has to call a timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout Syracuse. It's their only timeout of this overtime period.
Got to call the timeout to get the right play call. And when you have a rushed operation like that, you don't want to call the wrong play. Guys trying to get lined up. Remember, they had a critical procedure penalty a little bit earlier that hurt them. And so now you want to get everybody lined up where they're going. But again, be able to scan the defense and find the right play. What's the right play? Where's my one-on-one matchup? We talked about not having the go-to wide receiver. We talked about Taj Harris, who's now in the portal, no longer at Syracuse. You need your gotta-have-it wide receiver right now in this moment.
Courtney Jackson with 5 catches, the most for Syracuse today. Number 85 is bunched to the bottom of your screen. Tucker offset in the backfield with Shrader on 3rd down and 8.
They still got the one-on-one up top.
Looking that way, the pump wrapped up, and Shrader is sacked back at the 25-yard line. And it's Garnes again making big plays for the Wake Forest defense. And they will have to go for the field goal.
They had what they wanted. They had the one-on-one up top. But this play was made by Luke Masterson, number 12. He just comes in out of nowhere, just puts his head down and just tries to create chaos. He's the one that got there first, and Garnes was able to clean it up. Terrific job on the blitz by the Wake Forest defense.
This will be a 38-yard attempt for Andre Schmidt to give Syracuse the lead. He missed from 45 earlier in the game, and that one is good, and Syracuse has the lead. 37-34. And now a possession for Wake Forest where a touchdown will win it.
Hold, kick, operation good. So now you put it on the other side. You're Wake Forest. And you got the quarterback that you want in this situation. And you know what you need, too. A touchdown wins this football game.
Looking for 6 to get to 6-0.
And number 5, Ja'Cory Roberson in the slot.
Beal Smith Cuts it back for 3 or 4. Tackled by Roscoe.
Now you're going to have Roberson and A.T. Perry here at the bottom. Number 5 and number 9.
Pressure coming. Hartman to the end zone. And it is caught for the touchdown. And Wake Forest walks it off to get to 6-0 on the season.
Further review.
Sam Hartman, 22 yards to A.T. Perry. And as Wake Forest celebrates, the play
Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Review.
Previous play is under further review.
I know that's the matchup I wanted. Number 5 and number 9, both on the same side. A little stutter route, and then just to go to the outside. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown by A.T. Perry. His 3rd touchdown of the day. 3 catches, all of his catches have been touchdowns. A.T. Perry was the big-time player that you needed in the situation, and Sam Hartman, he knew it when he threw it. Just put the ball in the area for a 6'5", 206-pound wide receiver. A.T. Perry with the play of the game, and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they pull it off.
What a catch by Perry to reach back and shoestring that.
Wow.
For his 3rd TD grab of the day.
From that look, I don't see anything from the looks that I've seen up here. There is not one look that tells me that that is not a touchdown. Remember, the call on the field was a touchdown, and watch the adjustment made by Perry. The adjustment, that ball's in the air and he's turning back all the way around. I mean, that's great coverage if you're Deuce Chestnut, number 20 for Syracuse. That ball has to be thrown where he can't get to it. The adjustment by Perry. And Wake Forest, they earned that touchdown. They earned that touchdown.
Well, it seemed apparent on all the replays. They are still looking at it. Ruling on the field was a touchdown, a game winner. And here we go.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown. Game is over.
Wake Forest with the walk-off. 40-37, the final score in overtime. Hartman to Perry for the winner.
Wow. You talk about playing a 60-minute football game, but you got to have a little something extra. You got to have a little something extra, and that's what Dave Clawson kept preaching. He kept talking and telling us, we know we can win a 60-minute game because we have the depth. They were the fresher team in overtime. They played like that. And A.T. Perry with the play of the game. He had 3 catches tonight. All 3 were touchdowns.
Yep.
Wow.
First 6-0 record for Wake Forest since 1944. The Deacons stay perfect. And now let's get you to the Fury versus Wilder 3 prelims.
Went up over his right eye.
See the blood right now starting to come back. See how bad that is. Kenny Bayless takes a good long look, and might not be long in front of us.
Hernandez is hurt, but he doesn't know how to take a backward step. So Julian Williams needs to mix up his attack, go downstairs, and then go